All right, welcome everyone to this session on Manipal entrance test. Yes, there were a lot of questions going around Manipal entrance test. कितने questions होते हैं? What hours? Phase one क्या है? Phase two क्या है? When should I try and attempt question? Phase one का slot select करूँ या Phase two का? What are the packages offered by Manipal? What is the fees at Manipal? Are there any scholarships? One query was there is no option of Pharm MBA when I am filling the form. तो वो question भी आज answer कर देंगे. A lot of questions were around pharmaceutical MBAs, placements, which companies are hiring. Other than that, what are the learning opportunities? What are the domains in which the companies hire for job opportunities? To answer all your questions altogether, we have today with us Ms. Shrushti Chowgle, who is presently a student at Manipal pursuing her pharmaceutical MBA from Manipal, who will be able to give us a live answer to all your queries and about the situation, right from learning to placements to packages, all for you in. Throughout the session, you can type your queries in the chat box. We will be more than happy to answer them all. But if at all we miss onto it, feel free to call upon the number which is in the ticker below of this particular video. It's also mentioned in the description of this video. And don't forget, if you are interested to join in for the course on Manipal entrance test, which Pharmaelite does, feel free to ring upon the number or fill up the form which is in the description of this particular video. Other than that, just for your information, we did one session last year which spoke about Manipal entrance test preparation, which included briefly things at that particular time. We couldn't have a detailed discussion as we are going to have today. So, थोड़ा basic ideology you can get from there, and your questions around phase one, phase two will be obviously answered today in as well. Welcome, Srishti. Welcome for this session where we are going to discuss briefly about how Manipal entrance test can actually be made easy. First and foremost, how is it going at Manipal?
Yes, thank you, sir, for giving me this opportunity to join for today's discussion. And yes, definitely, Manipal is like worth an experience in life. Like anyone
Right.
who joins this college definitely loves the place. It is not only your studies or what you are learning in academics, there is a lot more which we get to learn and explore around. So it is a huge bunch of opportunities.
Thanks a lot for your time in. Let's shoot with the questions, few from mine and few from probable all your juniors coming up in the next upcoming months. The
Yeah.
first question during form filling, a lot of them were asking, there is no point of pharmaceutical MBA. So, what is the reason? Do they mention pharmaceutical MBA in some other terms while form filling?
Okay, so basically in Manipal, the course which we all are looking for, that is pharmaceutical MBA, is considered as pharmaceutical administration, and it comes under the category of MPharm. So here, any degree or any subject that you are pursuing in your masters will be getting the degree of MPharm. Let it be ecology, let it be zootics or chemistry. Similarly, your MBA is considered here as MPharm in pharmaceutical administration. So those who are looking for MBA option in Manipal, you have to check on the option of pharmaceutical administration. And the main difference here is why is it administration and not MBA, which any other management college gives us is in administration something is like we are connected to a course of BPharm. So it is not that what you studied for 4 years is going to be a waste because we still have subjects like regulatory affairs, we have disease management, we have financial management, then we have jurisprudence IPR. So it is not along with the other management and marketing subjects. So that is why administration stands different from any other core MBA branches. So you stay connected to your core background of pharma as well as you gain the skills of management.
The extension of what you studied in B Farm will be taken over further during your post graduation
Yes,
as well.
definitely in first year there will be subjects from our core pharma background as well.
Going to the next question, what about the paper pattern when it comes to Manipal entrance test and duration? Can you just briefly highlight that particular phase?
Yeah. So for Manipal entrance test, that is, as we know, MET test, it is a 2 hours entrance test which consists of 200 questions. And during my time last year, it was an online entrance test, and I think year before that also it was online since the pandemic had started. Online meaning a remote proctored exam which we answered from our respective locations from home. Else, if pandemic situation is now almost resolved, so it can be an offline center based exam, yet it will be a computerized test. That is, as we answer GPAT or NIPER exam, we have to go to the respective center and attempt. If situation is in going worse, then it will be similarly remote proctored online test. So basically, you will get 200 questions in 2 hours. So time management is very important because in GPAT we have enough amount of time for 3 hours having just 125 questions, whereas here it is like Niper. So your time management skills are important to crack those 200 questions. And the exam consists of like 4 marks for a correct answer and -1 for a negative answer. That is, if you attempt and it goes wrong. So total of 200 questions with +4 and -1.
So it's the same pattern of negative marking as we usually had for GPAT of 25%.
Yeah,
Other than
exactly.
that particular phase, when we talk about Manipal entrance test and when we compare it with GPAT or NIPER, since even NIPER has pharmaceutical MBA, do we have questions on general knowledge, the latest happening in pharmaceutical industry, or is it not?
Yeah, so basically the major chunk of your paper lies parallel similarities with GPAT. That is whatever we had for GPAT, all our core subjects of BPharm. Plus you have questions from management and general knowledge, say around 20 to 25 questions you can expect from management background along with some inclusion of GK. But GK is not that extensive as it is for NIPER, but you can expect one or two questions here there. So as you can see the syllabus on the Manipal official website where we fill the form. So once we get the syllabus in that, it clearly states that there are 25 questions from each subject. So actually we cannot ignore anyone. Say suppose I don't like cognizy or I don't like chemistry, so you cannot skip any subject, because there is a equal probability of questions coming from all the domains, including your management type of questions, because this is a common entrance test irrespective of whether you're going for administration, you're going for sutics or ecology. The entrance test remains the same. So syllabus and it will be the same for all the specializations. You fill one common form, you are eligible for your core subjects as well as for administration.
Again, when we talk about pharmaceutical MBA at NIPER, 2 years back from now, pre-COVID days, there has to be a separate part of group discussion and personal interview. जो pharmaceutical MBA के लिए होता था to enter into NIPER, but since last 2 years due to COVID, group discussion and personal interview is not happening. But in that case, is Manipal actually having the process of group discussion and personal interview as well?
For admission process, we don't have group discussion and personal interview. It is purely merit based on your MET rank. But this group discussion and personal interview, it is a part of our curriculum which will learn in a span of 2 years, which is indirectly helpful during your interviews for your internship and final placements. For entering the admission process, you don't have it, but it is a part of curriculum which definitely we get an upper hand as compared to other streams of MPharm, because in those courses we don't have group discussions and interviews, which is being extensively covered under administration.
Okay. Other than that, when it comes to Manipal, what is the fees for 2 years?
Fees for 2 years, first I would like to say about administration. So for administration for my batch, it was 4,14,000 for first year. So 2 years will be around 8
8 lakh
point
30,000.
8 point something it will go to. This is for administration. Similarly, for all other subjects, it starts from 4 to 425. So around 8 to 9 lakhs for 2 years of your MPharm course. This is only academics. Your hostel and other expenses will be additional.
Okay. So it's majorly the course fees and the stay fees, living charges would be something on the other side of it.
Yeah, 8 lakhs, 8 to 9 lakhs will be academics based upon the department you're choosing.
What about any scholarships being provided at Manipal?
Yes, actually, there are a lot of scholarships and other options which are available. So, even though we see the huge number that is 8 to 9 lakhs, but it is not actually a burden if you have some scholarships. Firstly, if you are a GPAT qualified student, you get the stipend from Government of India as any other college you will get. So whether you're going into core pharma subjects or you get into administration, like in NIPER, if you get into MBA, you don't have the stipend of GPAT. But whereas if you're coming in Manipal, you still get the stipend because it is under MPharm category and it is approved by government. So your GPAT stipend will be there. That is 12,400, I think, or it is plus minus as the government decides. So that stipend will be there for GPAT qualified students. Plus Manipal being a private university, they have their own scholarships which are based on MET rank. So in my case, it was my rank was AIR 52, and that was the highest rank in administration category. So for every department, there are 15 seats, and in each department, the one who scores the high one who has the highest MET rank, that student is eligible for scholarship from Manipal.
Okay.
So once you join in for the course, you will come to know amongst the 15 people in your class who is eligible for that scholarship. Under that category, since I was selected in that category, I get 20% of my fees refund. So
Oh,
whatever I've paid 4 lakhs and something, from that 20% is being refunded as a scholarship. Same will be applicable for second year as well. So if you're getting a GPAT stipend plus you're getting a scholarship, it is not that you're spending a huge 8 to 9 lakhs, but from that you're recovering quite a good amount with through your scholarships only. Also, it is not only these scholarships. Suppose you say you have not qualified GPAT, that can be a case. Or say you don't get a scholarship, even in spite of getting a good rank, there might be a tough competition. Then you even have other inter-department scholarships based on your performance in exams, that is your semesters. And so every exam also plays an important role. At the end of every semester, there are some scholarships and awards for every subject toppers as well. So
wow.
it is that you are getting a lot of things provided you're going to put in efforts.
Basically, if we talk about the fee structure, although it is 8.3 lakhs, but 2,88,000 as stipend and 20% of 8.3, which would again be somewhere around 1,60,000. So you
Yeah.
approximately recover almost 4.5 lakhs. So your fees is actually 50% of what your actual fees is.
Yeah.
All right. What about the companies which hire from Manipal also for internship and also for placements?
So the advantage of being in administration is in second year, that is in your semester three. After your first year gets complete, you are already being selected for an internship, and 90% of the students definitely get internship by the end of your first year. So once you get an internship, you are eligible for a stipend. Almost everyone gets a paid internship. This is the scenario for last many years. So the internship again will be like ranging from 12,000 per month to 25. So it all depends on which company is hiring you. If you give your best, you're getting the best internship. So when you and the internship is for 6 months, which is a part of our curriculum under administration department. So the colleges will officially you're going to go for an internship. So it's not that you're compromising on your academics, it is included as a curriculum. So within 6 months, based on your stipend, again, you will be earning it. So apart from the scholarships, this is also a way that you can recover your fees as simultaneously as you're getting your degree. And almost all the companies give somewhere in range of at least 15 to 20 is common that an average student can get. And in other departments also, there are internships, but it is not that extensively as it is in administration.
Tentatively, another 1.5 lakhs considering 25,000 as stipend on the higher side.
Yeah.
So if we take all those scholarships into account, all the stipends into account, probably it is just at 3 lakhs at which we are going to pursue our pharmaceutical MBA at Manipal.
Yes, if you're getting in all the scholarships, it is definitely a benefit.
What are the package ranges when it comes to placements from Manipal?
Placements will be like minimum side, if we consider, it will be 4.5 to maximum of 7.5 or 8 for all the departments, not only administration, other departments also usually 4.5 to 7.5 is the common scenario.
And what about the job profile for which these companies are hiring? I mean, business development, sales, data analyst. What is it revolving
Yeah.
around?
So, from administration, the major booming field currently is a business analyst, data analyst, then business development. There are a lot of CROs been coming in, then health economist, sales, marketing, PMT. These are all opportunities. Even some people get into regulatory and vigilance.
What would be your piece of advice when it comes to all those juniors who will be meeting you next year, probably at Manipal, and are going to write Manipal entrance this year? Right from preparation, right from subjects to attack, to conquer the paper, to number of questions to be attempted in the paper. What will be your advice on each of those steps?
So, firstly, I would say is be consistent. Just because GPAT is over, don't be overconfident. If you had attempted it very well, that's really good if you will be clearing it. Or don't get disheartened also if it was not that great. You have opportunities waiting ahead. Like many of you all must be already preparing for NIPER. I would say definitely target for that as well. But keep your backup options, all the options ready. prepare sincerely for the entrance test, because the exam is, I'm not saying it's that easy or very difficult, it is of moderate level. So whatever you have prepared for GPAT is going to play a very important role for your MET entrance test. Because if you are 90% preparation for GPAT was strong enough, you just have to brush up that for next 3 months to prepare for MET, and you can improve upon your weak areas which you did not focus. Say you skipped on some chemistry aspects, or you skipped something from ecology which we didn't get time say for GPAT, but focus it now for MET entrance test, because your rank is going to be very important, because your rank will decide your department. So in my case, as my rank was good, I had a clear option to enter into any department of my choice. There were actually 10 departments available and I could get into any. So it was my choice to select. But if your rank is on a bit higher side, then you really don't have an option to choose department of, you have to struggle with the options available. So getting a best rank is important in MET test, and especially if you're targeting SOTIX or ecology, then you have to be in first 50 ranks within India, because these are the departments which are getting, usually the seats are getting filled up very quickly. So your rank is important, for that your consistent preparation is important. And yes, whether it is an online test or it is a center based test, make sure that you are confident enough to crack 160 or 170 questions, whatever you have planned, with minimum of negatives. That is what we all learned from Pharmaelite, that how to crack maximum questions with minimum of negatives.
One addition to the question zone before we end up with this short discussion. How did Pharmaelite play a role to make it possible with regards to Manipal?
So yes, Pharmaelite is like instrumental role or a backbone behind me, I would say. Right from my GPAT preparation to reaching up to Manipal, or even after reaching Manipal, I still have a big support from Pharmaelite. So it is like not only academics, but I gained a lot more from Pharmaelite actually. And the teaching, the live lectures, because I was always an online student, I never attended a single offline class. So being an online student also, I never felt that I was doing some time pass or attending some online lectures. So attending those lectures, revising, and especially the concise notes, or the way we studied medchem, pharmacology, or the structural based questions, those last minute rapid revisions. Then I will never forget the spectroscopy or the other topics which I studied. So in spite of being in administration, I still remember the core subjects which I revised with in Pharmaelite along with all the faculties. So yes, and most importantly, what I always enjoyed was practicing question papers on the portal. Because whether I studied or not, did not study, I used to at least solve a paper and test myself, so that I can keep myself in a position that yes, I have to prepare for exam, or where I am lagging behind. So question paper solving was very extensive, and every time I was getting stuck, I used to go to sir and discuss it. There have been long sessions of discussion on how can I minimize my negatives. So yes, it was definitely worth it.
Thanks a lot, Srishti. Looking forward to sending many more juniors for you this year. And hopefully, they might trouble you in as well, just the way we did. Thank you so much.
You, it's always okay. Yes, thank you so much, sir, for inviting me today to discuss about this. More than happy to help anyone who is coming.
Thank you so much. Thanks again. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.